Hello. So, this is day 3. Excuse my cat. This is day 3 of me filming in this new spot, this reading nook. Um, and I'm growing fond of it. I like it. But like yesterday, I still miss like my desk setup. But this this is very nice. It's one of those quiet days today. I'm gonna put them face down and then I'll flip them over. Reminds me of, because I look back on the videos, on the video that I recorded, like right when I started being able to do this again after the hurricane, and it was on Wednesday, and I remember on Wednesday, I too was kind of like, not, yeah, I was feeling down and like emotional and stuff. So I watched that back, and now it looks to me like yesterday's reading was before that one, and then that one came after, even though it was the other way, right? Uh, like I did one before the other one. But the reason why I say that is because yesterday's reading ended with joy, the joy card. And the reading from yesterday, so yesterday was Saturday, and the reading from Wednesday started with joy, and then it was grace, and then it was love. So I found that really interesting. That like it almost looked like it was backwards. Then I watched back the part about the runes, and I totally got them wrong. Like it's really interesting. Iris, please. My cat's over here like trying to jump on me right now. Yeah, thank you. And then, all right, so this one flipped over, so we're gonna keep it that way. Bottom of the deck. Guardians of the land, protection. Okay, number 21, and then joy, the card for joy is number 22. So before, you know what I mean, like going back to go forward, kind of thing. I'm gonna leave that there, even though I'm not gonna keep it out forever. But all right, bee spirit, prosperity. Remember yesterday when I said, again, we go back to that card with the joy card, the bird. It was a hummingbird, right? And then it's like, oh, the birds and the bees. Iris, she's literally gonna come in here. That's okay. Let's see where she goes. Iris, your fluff is in the way. Excuse me. All right, you can stay, but you're gonna have to come over here. All right. Oh, sorry about that. Toadstools, growth, 44. Again, 44. 22 plus 22 will be 44. That card is, it's not in the reading, it's not even in the reading, but it's literally wants to be here. And then foggy bog, patience. With the illumination there, it's so prosperity, growth, and patience, and protection. I like how this card, you see the mushrooms here. They're the same mushrooms that they're talking about here. That's the name of the mushrooms, by the way. Toadstools. That's what these are called, and they're here too. This card is so interesting because It almost looks like, so on one side, she looks to me like an animal. This looks like a print, like a big cat or something. Like, I don't know. It shows. And then this, it looks like overgrown mushrooms, which is literally what the card is about. Um, but it's almost like she's half a tree that has been that fall like fell, and the mushrooms started growing on it. And then there's a little lantern here. That was one of the lanterns that was in the card yesterday, one of the cards. The Earth Spirit card. Then a red butterfly. Sometimes I see this one and sometimes I don't, because it kind of blends in with everything. But it's there. I don't know. Then she looks like she has a snake on her face there. Like, what an interesting thing to be in the middle. It's in the middle of it. And then you have such a contrast here with these two at the side of it, because this looks so vibrant. Again, the focus on the flowers. It's almost like this little honey pot that she's bringing forward becomes this like illumination, this awareness, or this is creeping up on this bird. Birds and the bees. Oh my god, I just fucking got that. The birds and the bees. You know, that's interesting. I didn't grow up here. I'm Cuban and I came here when I was 10. So I don't understand like completely what the birds and the bees mean. I know it's sex related. I know that cuz you can't, it's impossible not to know that. But I don't know the story and I don't know how it applies to sex. Like, I don't get it. Birds and the bee. Okay, like, I don't understand. But so I never grew up with like that story or having that talk like people say here. It's interesting that it keeps coming up because I literally don't know what it is. It's kind of like this reading. I honestly, I'm just talking. I don't know what it is yet, but I'm sure we'll figure it out. I'll figure it out eventually. So 5, 44, and 18. 5 is a cool number too for me. I like the number 5. Alright, so the page numbers. Am I getting that right? Nah. So, okay. 52, 62. Plus 5 is 67. Yeah, it is 67. There we go with the countdown. But it's almost like what comes before comes after. And that could be the confusion. Because these could be flipped as well, where patience is first. Growth happens in that space of like not waiting, but happens in the place, in the space where you're being very patient and like just letting things unfold. That's where growth is, and then boom, here comes prosperity. But it's going backwards because it's, yeah, I don't know. Let's see what the soul card has to say. So happiness at the bottom, but I didn't pick it out, but I saw it called to me, but I'm gonna wait to see which one comes out. Okay, we're gonna split. Let's see. Okay, Relationships. I am attracted to those people who serve my highest good. That's really hard to do sometimes, right? But if you look at it as everything that happens is for your highest good, you always attract people that are for your highest good. However, sometimes um, you can learn your lesson. I don't want to say the hard way or the easy way. It's more of like you can learn a quick lesson or you can learn a longer lesson kind of thing. Like if you listen sometimes, for me, if I listen to my intuition right away about people, I'm usually right. And I'm usually right. And if I stay around, if I stick around that person, even though, okay, let's say my intuition tells me not to, um, I'll still learn my lesson, right? I'll learn my lesson. I keep touching this. I'm very sorry. I don't know where I'm going with that. So yeah, I'll learn my like I'll get confirmation that I was right, and then I'm like, oh, why did I stay that long in that relationship with that person if I knew, like, in retrospect, I knew from day one, um, I should have kept them at a different distance, or maybe not get too involved, or I don't know. It's almost like, but like, looking back as well, even though I might have stayed around in a relationship, and this could be anything. It could be family, friends, acquaintances, co-workers, lovers. If you stayed around for longer than you think you should have, it's still something that you learn, that now you see a pattern where, okay, so if I feel this way right away, I should trust that because I was proven right before, right? It's kind of like that. That's where growth comes in. Like, because maybe before it was very foggy. It was so foggy that you couldn't, it's almost like this awareness was there, but it wasn't fully perceived, um, or be able to perceive, because the crane is like walking away from it, or like not facing it, or seeing it from the side, like a side eye kind of thing. Like I see it, but I'm not sure. Um, but this growth, while you're doing that, while you're taking the longer route, I guess that you could say it's a longer route. Um, to this is interesting. Okay, hold on. I was gonna pull. I am going to pull a monology card because today's a full moon. So then this one comes out. New Moon in Virgo. A time to give rather than take. And then the bottom of the deck. Ooh, ooh, okay. The bottom of the deck. You're good enough. Full Moon in Virgo. So that's. All right. But it's not this card. So, um, today's a full moon in Aries. By the way, I love how I just got sidetracked. And it's kind of like that. Like, you get sidetracked, or you took the longer route when you didn't listen to your intuition the first time, but then you are proven correct, and therefore it just becomes growth anyways. Um, and in regards to the relationship thing, I'm a, I'm attracted to those people who serve my highest good. I think that's where the growth is going to be implied, like it's going to be applied to your life. Um, Less of a fog about relationships in your life, and more coming at it from a place of growth, from experience now. And this is the flower of life. Is that the flower? It is. It's the flower of life pattern. But every little sliver has like a little something. It's almost like they look like galaxies all put together. This is very interesting. Sometimes it looks like eyes. It looks like galaxies. It looks like just cute little things. I don't know if that's coming up, but and then yesterday's reading runes, the runes were about like cosmic web, and now it looks like a web to me. The cosmic web. I love how Iris's tail is just here hanging out. Oh my goodness, I do cute babies. Um, so for the full moon, let's pull a card. I was thinking this morning, I don't know if I want to do like a full moon thing, go outside, and I know I'm gonna light a fire, like if in the fire pit. Okay, balance, spirituality, and practical. I'm leaving this one out because honestly it flew out, but also I'm gonna get into why it's a full moon in Pisces, and this is really interesting. Okay, so I was saying that I don't know if I'm gonna definitely do a fire in the fire pit just because we're gonna do it because we have a lot of wood to burn and stuff. Oh, excuse me, we have a lot of wood to burn. Um, so I'm gonna do that because why not? That's fun to do on a full moon. It's just me though. Well, maybe my mom would join me, but I highly doubt that. Me and Iris would be outside, and then but I was like, do I bring out my crystals to charge? I was like, nah. Do I do moon water? I'm like, I don't know what I'm gonna do, but I might do something now that maybe I'm inspired after this reading. Okay, the reason, so it's a full moon in Aries today. However, yesterday I was outside in the yard too, and I was using the Sky Map app because there was a really bright point next to the moon, and I was like, oh, what is that? That's probably a planet, and it was Jupiter, and then and then I looked at the constellation that the moon was in, like around what was around the moon, and it was the Pisces constellation. And I was like, that's interesting. And then I read this morning, I Googled about um, the full moon because I wanted to know more about it. And I was like, okay, it's in Aries. But then they mentioned how it is on the um, Pisces constellation because of some, I don't know, movement or something that the signs are behind, or you're gonna have to look that up. It didn't stick to me, but I was like, okay, that's really interesting. It tied into me seeing the Pisces constellation around the moon yesterday. The moon was literally, so the Pisces constellation looks kind of like it's two fish, right? But one is over here, and then it's like one is over here. The moon was in the middle of it, so I was like, how is it in Aries if it's in Pisces? Besides the point, um, and just like how it tied in, and now this ties into that because it's a full moon in Aries, but technically, if you look at the sky with the app, please do it. I don't know the name of the app right now. I'll put it in the description. You're gonna see that it's in Pisces. So balance, spirituality, and practicality. Balance, spirituality, and practicality. That kind of makes sense with this because this is you being spiritual in the sense of like trusting your intuition, and then the practicality part of it is applying it to your life. Whereas like now picture like you're in the middle of a conversation and you get a feeling about the person that you're talking to. You literally, I mean, you could just be like, okay, I don't want to talk to you anymore and walk away. But the practicality essence of that doesn't look that way. It's more of you're gonna have to maneuver this through the situation and like address that with the person if it's something that needs to be addressed because you have to continuously be around them, um, or if they're like someone that you're friends with, acquaintance, co-worker, or family member, you have to address it. And if you don't have to address it and you know that you're not going to see that person ever again, if you don't want to anymore, you still cannot just, I mean, you could just cut off the mid conversation and walk away, but I don't think that's practical. It's more of like, okay, let me let this person know I'm not interested. Approach it from from a place of growth, spirituality, and practicality. Implementing what you have spiritually learned to to be able to navigate this world and this reality. It's kind of like the thing that this is telling me. And what a Pisces thing. Like, that's definitely a Pisces, because Pisces, they're very dreamy, and they're very spiritual, and they're very dreamy. And then I can see how that can be hard if, like, your dreams are, like, even, like, you awake, you could still daydream, and it could be vivid. Like, I get that, because I do that sometimes, where if I'm reading a book, I'm seeing a movie in my head. If I want to sit here and imagine something, I literally could live in that moment, and that, like, I could just imagine it, and, like, but that's not practical in a way. It is, but it's not, if that makes sense. I don't know. All right, so it was what page was it? 44, 49, 59. Yeah, it's 57. Ooh, I've counted this page before. All right, on 720, 522, and 112419. I'm gonna just let you guys read it, I think. Yeah, I like that. I mean, I never not like the quotes, but I like this quote. The book is like, I don't think I need to put anything. Oh, this book is coming apart because it's a little old. Oh my goodness. I've had it for a long time. Honestly, the number 22 is significant. I just saw the timer is 22 minutes right now and running. And the joy card is 20. I'm getting deja vu right now. It's, yeah, 22 is very significant. I know it is for me. Iris, literally. Okay. Let's put. Hey! Oh, she bit me. Because I'm trying to move her tail from my space. Okay. If you have a cat, you know that, like, being bit, it's, like, pretty normal. They're pretty spicy. And then they don't want to be bothered when they're doing something, but they want to bother you when you're doing something, you know? Don't bite me. She's looking at me like, I'm going to bite you again. I'm not even touching it. She came over here, okay? Usually when I'm filming, oh, the blank one. Nice. I have not gotten that one. When I'm filming, she doesn't bother me. Honestly, when I'm sitting over here, she doesn't bother me. But, okay. I just took one out and I put it back. I don't know why, but I did. You gotta trust your intuition. You know, yesterday was the same thing where, like, the soul card was not coming out. Like, the right card, it had to be the right card. I kept remembering that. I was like, no, it has to be the right card. Now I want to put this in the middle, but it came out there. So I'm not gonna. I am gonna put it in the middle because I think that's where it goes. As soon as I grabbed it, I knew it went in the middle, but I just didn't put it there. Okay. And then let's do. Why am I fidgeting with everything right now? Like, everything has to be in the right place. I don't know. Desert rose, definitely. Another pine cone. This is Now this, I don't know if this is gonna focus on this. Probably not. Yeah. Let's see. No. This looks like that. It's like a pattern. So this is desert rose and this is rose quartz. Desert rose, rose quartz, rose, and roses, pink roses. Okay. Yeah, I guess this one stayed out for a reason. Okay, that's kind of cool. These are hair. I like that. That blank rune is really calling me. It looks like a frame. It's almost like a picture frame. Something you put on display. Um, Now I'm getting like your growth is being put on display. Or you've been patiently waiting, but walking at the same time, moving forward towards growth. Because now I'm seeing it there. It's moving this way. And growth leads you to prosperity and balance. With the balance, spirituality, and practicality, I'm gonna have to read from the guidebook about that because that's really interesting. Because it's almost like that's what's coming. It's not something you need to do with the full moon. It's almost like you balancing spirituality and practicality. It's a combination of that energy today, like at the full moon. This kind of task is completed. Or can you ever complete grow? You're always growing, so it's not something you complete. It's more of like you're a step closer to it, or you could be a step closer to it. You could be about to culminate this kind of cycle. Maybe be aware that you were in that cycle with the fogginess here. That's like awareness, or the light, I should say. That's the halo. That's awareness. Yeah. I wonder what these are. I'm not gonna even attempt. Like I think I know, but I don't want to do. Like I talked about that yesterday, where I can't be sure about the runes because they don't want me to remember. They want me to study them like constantly over and over again. So that's what I'm doing every day. Besides the point. Thank you so much for watching my my daily reading, and I hope this helped. It helped me kind of. We'll see what else comes after this. When I watch these videos back, I get so much more, and then I'm like, I can't believe I didn't see that in the moment. But it's kind of cool. Even for me, it's almost like a new experience every time I see them, or if I watch them back, I'm like, oh, I'm seeing new connections right now just from seeing the cards. I hope you have a good day, and I'll see you tomorrow.